For quite some time now, Republicans have been up in arms about the fact that baby formula is hard to find in the United States today. We are suffering through a pretty severe baby formula shortage that is putting the lives of, infants in danger. That's a bad thing. We don't ever want to not have enough food for babies. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. Well, you know what? I actually thought nobody would disagree with that, especially these Republicans who've been making a big stink about it for weeks now. But it turns out they actually don't want to solve the problem. This week, on two separate pieces of legislation, Republicans voted against providing additional funding to create more baby formula here in the United States. 192 Republicans, to be exact, in the House of Representatives voted against that measure to provide tens of millions of dollars to up the production of baby formula in the country. Then on a separate piece of legislation that would have increased the ability of people on the WIC program, the WIC program, to buy baby formula and baby foods with their nutritional assistance payments, right? It wouldn't have limited them to as much as they're limited right now. It would have expanded what they could buy so they could feed their children. 6 Republicans voted against that one. Andy Biggs, Lauren Boebert, Thomas Massie, Clay Higgins, Matt Gaetz, Chip Roy, Paul Gosar, Louis Gohmert, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm sorry, that's not 6. That's 9. But anyway, those are the people who said, no, we don't want to allow poor mothers to buy more baby food for their infants. Now, we're still going to get on Twitter and we're going to go on Fox and Newsmax and all these other shows and whine about the Biden administration and the Democrats doing nothing. We're still doing that. But, when it comes time to really solve the problem, hell no, we don't want to do that. Same thing that happened earlier this week. I talked about this in a segment a couple days ago. The fact that in committee, Republicans killed a piece of legislation that would have allowed the FTC the ability to investigate oil companies for price gouging American consumers, a piece of legislation that had the potential to lower gas prices, which is something else that Republicans have been bitching about for months now. But of course, if we do that, not only would we expose the criminality of the fossil fuel industry, but we would have solved a problem. Just like with the baby food. We don't want to solve the problem because if we solve the problem, Republicans have nothing to bitch about. And if they have nothing to bitch about, then they have nothing to campaign on. If you can't blame all the problems in this country on the Democrats, how in the hell are we going to get people to vote for Republicans? That's why they don't want to fix them. You're lying to yourself if you think any goddamn Republican in this country actually gives a damn about you and your problems. They love to see you suffer. They love it because that gives them campaign talking points. That gives them something to go out there and campaign on. They're not going to fix your problems. Because if they do, well, what are they going to run on? They got no other ideas. But there are real solutions to real problems sitting in Congress right now, and Republicans are telling you no. I've been lying to you for months now that I'm concerned about your problems. That's what they told us this week. They want you to suffer so that they can campaign on your suffering. That is today's Republican Party. Thanks for watching, everyone, and well, here comes the awkward part at the end of the video where I ask you to like, comment, and share, and subscribe for more content from Ring of Fire. Also, you should consider becoming a member for some exclusive content and perks, including early access videos and exclusive videos. Check out the link in the description.